Andy Barnard and Joel Polle are both new heads of department. Andy is head of geography at St Peter's Roman Catholic School in Gloucester. At 25, he's already an excellent classroom teacher, but can he learn to manage a department? Joel leads a staff of nearly 40 as head of learning development at Waingel College in Reading. An experienced manager from further education, her challenge is learning to cope in a school. We're following their progress over the whole of their first summer terms in post. It's 8 o'clock on a Tuesday morning in late May, and time for the senior management meeting at Waingel College.
Right, can we make a start then, please? Thank you very much. Jean's very kindly going to kick off for 5 minutes, talking about 5 minutes-ish, talking about enterprise learning. Thank you.
5 minutes maximum. If I could just distribute these.
Oh, it's always dreadful on a Tuesday morning because I have to drop the children off at club before, and parking and all the usual stuff. So yeah, it's always a bit of a chore trying to drag myself in on time for those.
Enterprise is a government initiative. It's Gordon Brown's little baby.
And once I'm in the flow, it's quite nice, really, and they're good meetings because of the level of staff that are in there. So, you can share some good information.
Do you want to give any more details? An idea?
A great egg race type challenge for science.
I'm so sorry. I was fishing for it to try and set it up earlier. I usually have a paper that I want to distribute, and I've spent, it was about, midnight, 1 o'clock, before I'd finished, just collating some stats and things. But that's pretty typical of most evenings.
To actually get better.
But this morning it was dominated by two, equally as pressing issues. So, yeah, it'll keep till next time, basically.
You're looking at the spreadsheet that you've got there. £80,000 by a formula, so it depends.
I hadn't really thought about it as a status thing at all initially, but speaking to other Senkos and other heads of learning development, I've realised that very few of them are on the senior management team, which then means you can influence decisions, sit alongside peers that've got a similar level of responsibility. So from that point of view, I think it's brilliant for the school and for the kids and the parents and all the stakeholders that, learning development is held in such high esteem.
As Joe's meeting ends, over in Gloucester, Andy's going to a full staff briefing.
I do feel like I've fallen on my feet here in getting this role and getting this job. I think I was I felt fortunate to be put here and to have the opportunity to work here.
Hey, the rabble at the back there. Right, thanks. Tony's...
Sometimes I sort of sit back and think, goodness me, I'm head of department already. And I do worry at times that everybody is happy, that they think I'm doing a good job. And although I don't need telling you're doing really well, I like it when I see people who are happy, and I try my best to make sure that everybody's doing things as well as they possibly can and are comfortable within the workplace. And I think, from what I can see, generally they are, and I'm very happy with how that's gone.
I'll go and wait in Richard's office.
Right, I'll be right there.
Joe is off to another meeting, an annual review for a Year 13 statemented pupil.
Right, let's go. It's one of those moments where you realise why it is that you do the job that you do, despite the trauma and the emotional energy that goes into it, and the difficulties and the behaviour and all the other challenges you face as a manager and teacher. This child's done remarkably well considering the learning difficulties that he's had to face. Just seeing that young man, very proudly about to make his way in the world, confident and capable, and almost, on the brink of getting the qualifications that he's aimed for, made me realise that that's why I get out of bed in the morning,
We've had a difficult 2 years, and to be honest, at times we've been operating without somebody in that role. There was chaos without a doubt, but 6 months ago when she was appointed back in September, we're all a bit, this may not work. This is something that as a school we haven't, really dealt with before, and she's coming from outside of the school environment, but she has brought some form of stability, and also she's brought challenge to us as a school, and she's worked very, very hard.
Andy? No, head of department, Andy.
Andy's meetings may be less formal, but they're no less demanding.
It's taking some getting used to making decisions about people and defining maybe the way that their careers go. And obviously I know, just thinking about that today, it's not just about my teaching and my kids and my classes as it's been in the past. It's about other staff and making sure that I'm allowing other staff to do the best they possibly can. This time of year when we're looking at timetabling as well, and it's really hard because you don't want to disappoint people, and you want people to be able to get what they want out of their teaching, but at times not everybody can have what they want, so it's going to test my management skills far more than anything it has so far.
I think the main thing is we all get on so well as a team, and I think it's good for him because he's got an experienced team around him.
It was very strange at the beginning because it was my department. So I'd try to build it up in the time that I was head of department here, and I'd help appoint the staff, so they were my staff and it was my department. So there was a little bit of, I suppose, concern, trepidation that I was handing over the reins.
John was a former head of department, and he's as old as me, so that's really difficult to come in where your head of department is now junior to you in terms of responsibility. And he's dealt with it so well. He's done very well, I think. Isn't that patronising?